Hi and welcome to Cheekyricho Cooking's corn dogs made in the Kmart $29 sausage roll maker. We've got some chicken sausages here because Michelle suggested them and I thought we'd give them a try in our corn dogs. I've just cut them in half because they are too long to go in our sausage roll maker and fit the batter as well. So just cut them in half, pop a paddle pop stick or an icy pole stick into the cut end like so. I tried these without the sticks and I've tried cooking them first and adding the sticks later, but this is actually a lot more effective, and just put those to one side. Pretty economical, very easy to do, and the kids absolutely adore them. Poke your stick about a third of the way in there, okay? Now, for our corn dog mixture, we've just got some melted butter. We're not going to use all of that in our batter because we're going to be brushing our sausage roll maker with that. So we just add our egg, brown sugar, sprinkle of pepper. This is for kids, leave the pepper out unless they're spicy little guys. Vegetable salt. Mix it around. Okay, with about 30 grams of melted butter. In with our flour, baking powder, because you need some leavening in this because the corn, well they call it polenta, but it's actually cornmeal, is quite dense and we want some lift in that. You get that from the eggs and from the baking powder. Now, as much milk as you need to make a nice thick batter. Now this will thicken on standing, so have a little bit of extra milk on standby just in case it sets a little bit heavy for your liking and your manageability. Now you're not working the gluten in this, you just want to almost like a muffin batter mixture, and we put in half a cup there. So now we're serving with some mustard and some tomato sauce. Here's a sausage roll maker. Turn it on. Get some of our reserved butter. Brush each of the sausage roll holes, top and bottom. Okay. Get our hot dogs. You can see how really quite thick that is. Give them a twirl and stick them in like so. Okay, leave the stick sticking out. These are great for kids' parties too because they're good finger food. You can use any hot dogs that you like. Crancy's good, but it's a little bit thicker. You'll have to cut that in half. And I thought I'd try this because Michelle said that they're delicious. And lucky last. No need to dip them in flour or anything first. It'll actually stick to the hot dog. And close the lid. Now, the lid's not going to close properly because you've got the stick sticking out of it, but it will give it time and room to expand. You may have to turn them over at half time, and we're going to cook those for about 8 minutes until they are nice and puffed and golden and browned all over. Okay, now after a couple of minutes, you'll see that they've gotten quite golden. Just turn them over. And I'll show you what I mean about the batter thickening on standing. You see here, you're never going to use that as a batter. You have to add more milk. So make sure you allow for that because it needs to be able to stick to the hot dogs or saveloys or whatever you're using and actually mold to the inside of the pie maker. If you haven't checked out our Chico roll recipe, which we uploaded recently, you want to give that a try because it's absolutely delicious, reasonably healthy, and it's an iconic Australian carnival, fair or show food. Okay, ready to drag these little guys out now. They're nice and golden, heated all the way through. If you add the sticks afterwards, you'll find they'll probably fall out when you're trying to eat them. So that's why I've gone to this method of adding the sticks beforehand. If you're laying them flat, they're not too thick to bother the mechanism too much. So just roll it around, lots of batter on there, and close the lid. And I'll show you what they look like inside. Okay, and a little dip of our tomato sauce, a little squirt of our mustard, and that is ready to go. They're very hot though. Sweet, crunchy butter, and a lovely hot dog. Now the lid will actually close down with the stick sticking out. So when you turn them over, it'll sort of push them in more into the correct shape and then not deep fried. Thanks for watching. Okay, just while the corn dogs are cooking and I've got a bit more batter left and no more hot dogs, I've got 4 sticks of cheese that I've just chopped off a block, just tasty cheese, and I'm going to do cheese dogs. So take these guys out now. Look at that, yummo. Lovely and golden. They've got their own handle, so you're not going to burn yourself. And pop that over there. And we're just going to brush our sausage roll maker with some more butter. These ones definitely will have to be turned over. And just coat those pretty liberally with that batter. Actually, I'm going to smear some into the bottom of my sausage roll maker and then drop the stick in, cheese stick in, push it in, and then butter it with some more batter. When the lid goes on, that'll neaten that up. Okay, put our sticks in, like so. Don't push it too deep because it'll get as far as the bottom of the pie maker and you're going to have a problem. It'll actually melt before batter cooks. So just, now they're probably not going to look very pretty, but they aren't going to be deep fried and they are going to have a nice flavour. And it's a vegetarian version of a corn dog, or we'll call it a cheese dog, shall we? Okay, we're just going to tip our cheese dogs over because the cheese is getting out and it's not browning as much on the top because the batter isn't letting it. So just turn them over, okay, and brown them right off. Okay, the cheese is doing its level best to get out of these little corn dogs, but it is cooked and they are very, very hot. Just turn that off now. And there you have it, Cheekyricho's vegetarian corn dogs. I'll clean that out. At least it doesn't stick, which is a good thing. When they cool off a bit, I'll show you what they look like inside.